Welcome back, everybody. It is 8 o'clock on the 10th of September. Today would be a Wednesday. Wait. He just said it. Is it actually a Wednesday, though? I love when I get doubtful about the day. There you go. It is Wednesday. I thought, I was like, wait a minute. Gotta catch myself. Welcome back, everybody. This is Scuffed Epoch, Latent Space Live. I'm Drift Johnson. Thank you all for joining. So let's see who we've got here. We have Fernicar, Battlecruiser Operational, liked and subscribed. We have Apolloni Art, brainwashing me with the lyrics. And Full Diver's here. Hi, how are you doing today? I am great. Hope you're all doing well. Dragon says it's his birthday next month and he will be 450. Must be dragon years. So what's this? The lyrics. You fill up my senses like a night in the forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain. It's almost a haiku. Good stuff. So what are we working on, guys? Well, I've been having a lot of fun with Runware. I know you guys have been seeing. We printed out this awesome Nissan Skyline yesterday. Using a Brutalist backdrop. So I had a little bit of a thing today. We're going to go through that. I already gave it away, the file. And if you've got Careless Canvas, you can open it up. We'll take a look at it in a bit. It was a complete project to synthesize an aesthetic through a 20 questions interview. And at the end of that, we blended it with the E&H module. And now we have a I call it Brutal Futures because it's brutalism mixed specifically like an interleaving because there's rules with retro futurism. So I called it Brutal Futures. And we'll be taking a look at that in a bit. But couple of things came up and we're being drawn back to Comfy UI, guys, so we are going to end up doing a bit of Comfy. So at the moment what I've got here, because I'm kind of doing my list backwards, see, every time I do a list for the show I go like 1 Runware nodes, 2 Careless Whisper, 3 Careless Canvas, 4 Archive Spelunky, and 5 Careless Hot Folders. And you know what? I love doing things backwards, so we're doing hot folders first, and we can catch up with all that other nonsense later, because I always open up with the same thing, so we're doing it backwards. So welcome everybody to the madness. Have I missed some comments? I have. Full Dive says, happy birthday early, you have a long way till 1200. Dragon says, my grandparents date back from 9000 BC, so I have some catching up to do. Is Dragon a trilobite? No, it's not that long ago. Okay. Maybe we're all trilobites. But yeah, welcome everybody. If you're watching live or if you're watching later, don't forget there's a join link in the description with all the links. Join us. We're on Discord. Easiest way to get us at the moment. So what is hotkey folders? Well, it's something that I like to use with a custom keyboard, which I don't even have with me at the moment. But basically I normally have a custom keyboard and the bottom 6 characters, I know it's funny how I've done this, but you can bind them however you want. So if I press Command or Control Alt, so yeah, Control Alt 1, it'll open my Comfy UI folder. Control Alt 1. There's my Comfy UI folder, see? If I want to get to my custom nodes quickly, Control Alt 4. So I found that on the show I was constantly having to go into one of these folders and it was frankly driving me mad having to go click, 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 click. So this was like a godsend because I could just set my most frequent folders, put them on a number, Control Alt bang. And then I had the custom keyboard plugged in, which has got the bottom 6 bound to Control Alt 4. So then it's actually just one button. So you just go one button, bang, up comes the folder that you're always trying to get into. So of course, for someone that uses Comfy UI a lot, you have Comfy UI, you have the models, because you might be using an external models folder, which I do. You know, it's like sim-linked to whatever install of Comfy I'm using. We got a whole, I wrote a tool for that as well. So then we have the output folder, right? Which, I don't know, your main one, I guess. The custom nodes, because we're always having to get in there. Tools, that's all of my projects. So that would be your projects folder, you know, where you keep all the things that you're doing. And then the NAS, that's my NAS. So, yeah. So, and obviously you can use the hotkey, or with this UI, you can just click it and you'll get it as well. Yeah. So, that's what the tool is. That's what it does. But there's a couple of things about this. It's quite primitive. I made it 4 months ago, and I've learned a lot in 4 months. And what I would say is, although this is cool, it's made in Electron, which kind of shows where I was on my journey, you know? Because I originally built this in Python Gradio, because that was what I knew, you know? All of us coming up in the AI space, we were all exposed to Gradio, so Gradio was what we knew for making UIs. And then we graduated with the vibe coding era into Electron. And the funny thing is, what it showed was that even though you can do it and it works, it's kind of annoying. The format, I mean, for what the tool is, it's kind of annoying. I mean, it works, there's nothing wrong with it, but it could be better. And it's choice of architecture, right? So I reckon this should be rewritten in .NET and bring it into the Careless family. So I'm going to make Careless hot folders is what it will be, right? And it'll have the same features, the exact same features, up to 12 mappable hotkeys that open folders, right? Might reduce it to 6 actually. Do you really need 12 folders? I don't think you really need 12 folders. I do definitely want it to focus on opening folders though. I like the whole give it a dedicated task, right? But regardless of all of that, I want to get rid of the UI and make it a system tray app so it's not invasive. You don't need to have it open and, you know, basically you don't need to have it open. It's nice to have like buttons you can push, but they're always behind something anyway. So you've got to alt tab to the thing and click, and I find it to be taking up a lot of screen space as well. Like the way Electron is, it can only go down so much, you know what I mean? So, you know, we could develop it to get rid of the UI or just redevelop the whole thing. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you a little start to finish, right? So this is our target, hot folders UI. And we're going to start in chat. So what have we got here? TTS integration handoff. So another one of these then. Okay. So, hot folders UI, right? And what I want to do is make a project. So we'll open up VS Code. We'll make a new open folder. Forget this. It's probably Comfy UI, isn't it? Yeah, it's in Comfy UI. Nodes. World needs more nodes. Right, so we're going to call it Careless Hot Folders. Okay. So it's basically like getting ourselves all set up with a nice project place, right? And then we'll bring down the original repo, right? Okay, so it's there for reference, right? And we'll make our new project in a new folder, and then we can open this folder and have both. Anyway, so that would be hot folders UI. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the README as a backup, because the README, if you remember zero source, so we were inverting the code to build the app from the README. There's enough here to give it enough. It knows what it knows. Yeah. So even if it can't read the README, even if it can't read the repo, it can read this README. So what we're going to do is we're going to, as like a redundancy in our prompt, which is kind of funny, we've got context redundancy, here coinage. So we've got context redundancy. We're going to drag the README in. So we got the README and the GitHub link. Okay, so that's part one. And I think I could probably do the rest with speech, not speech, I'll type. So coffee. Where's my coffee at? Okay. We will be bringing the features. In fact, let's go one step further. So just to tell you, like, what am I thinking? I haven't really communicated that. What I'm thinking is, we tell him, look at this GitHub repo. I kind of showed you the process yesterday, but I showed you it like retrospectively. I didn't show you it live. Okay. So the concept is simple. We are going to take a repo. It doesn't have to be yours. It could be any repo, really. But, you know, I know this repo, what it is. It's a Gradio Python Electron adaptation of basically a shortcut app, okay? And what I want to do is I want to extract all of the logic from this original project. So this is a form of textual inversion in a way. We're going to be taking all of this and then transforming it into a .NET 8 equivalent. So we can have a system tray app, okay, which has the exact same functionality, but without the UI. So it'll have a settings panel with the ability to set the path for the path and the hotkey. You see what I mean? And it's my intention that if it can read the GitHub source, that saves you a lot of time and messing about. But to sort of make this more robust, we'll turn it into a hybrid deep research prompt. So then the plan that we get at the end is what we're actually going to execute to write the .NET. So if I just break this down, okay? So 1, we're going to say read the repo, okay? 2, fallback, read the readme. 2, deep research creation of .NET 8 app, okay? Combined, what was it? Recreate all features. All features in the hot folders UI Electron app in .NET 8. .NET 8. Donut 8. Okay. That's essentially what we're going to tell him to do, but it's combine this with deep research study, and then it's write handoff plan for dev team, okay? And then we'll execute it, okay? So just to sort of break down what we're doing, this isn't my prompt either, even though, you know, that probably does work though. But that's not how I do it. For a long time I don't do that anymore. I'm going to put it much more conversationally and a little bit over precise, you know, that's what we're going to aim for. But essentially we're going to make this into a .NET system tray app, because I think it's just a better form factor. You don't need a UI for something like this. You just need a good way to import and export the config. Even if it's a different standard, I don't care. If it changes, I don't care. And then the ability to bind paths to buttons. So it's not a complicated app, right? So it should be just fine. So, and like I said, I get whiteout from this thing on my screen, so I don't know why. So read the repo, fallback. Okay, so let's start reading this prompt, and I'll just clean it up. Let's just get that. So yeah, that's basically what we're going to do. Let's begin. Okay. We can perform like a backflip. We can perform a backflip. Deep research. I always spell research with like research. I don't know why. You can perform deep research to determine the most optimal optimal route to migrating the logic used inside hot folders UI entirely in .NET 8. We aim to recreate the app with all preserved features as a Windows system tray application. The main UI will not be no UI, you know what I mean? Full stop. There will be no main window UI, as this will be a unobtrusive system tray app where all I would say all user input or user settings, because that's what it is, it's user settings. All user better. Where the user can set hotkeys and paths, hotkey combinations and paths to the folders which will be opened. The settings, what would you call it? A system tray, context, window, option, the settings menu will contain tabs related to the functions. That's good enough for me. I'd say it's probably good enough for me. So then we'll say, here is the source GitHub repo. There we go. And then if you are unable to read this, I have, oh wait, if you are able to read this, the readme.md from that repo is attached. Okay, and okay, yeah. Using the outlined instructions and the results. Oh wait, combined with, even better. Combined with the results of the deep research study on most optimal route to migration of this app to .NET 8, just in case he's forgotten, you know, with all the things we've been saying. In a new, here we go, in a new markup document. I can spell, named. It'll be called Careless Hot Folders .NET 8 Dev Team. I love it. These things get so long. It's like, do you know what? I often wonder if I could just say, write the plan. .NET 8 Dev Team handoff. I bet he would just do that. And sometimes I think, you know, I give him so much, and he might not need, like, I reckon he probably doesn't need 80% of it. But yeah, it's better safe than sorry, is my view. He'll ignore it if it's not important, so it's fine. Careless Hot Folders .NET 8 Dev Team hand-oof plan. Handoff. Don't even need to say plan. .md. And then we'll say, well, what the hell is that, right? Which will describe the full instructions. The full instructions. No. Will describe detailed. The detailed instructions with detailed steps and code required to complete the I would like to say standalone app, but it's a bit vague. That's where I'm going with it in my head, you know what I mean? Complete to required, required to complete the plan. Or wait, the creation of the new hot folders. We're going to say it again. Hot folders. Careless hot folders. Careless hot folders app. Should I say in .NET 8 a third time? Yeah. And then we click the magic button that fires up like 50 GPUs or something. Hi Zeus, welcome, welcome. And Full Dive says living history. I think related to the dragon's aging process. So he's going to start doing this immediately, and that's going to take a while. So I'm just going to put that over here. New albums. So let's see. I think Wanda, did Wanda finally come? I think Wanda didn't come out. I think everything came out except for, no, Wanda came out? No. Shadows came out. When's this coming out? September, the release date, September the 12th. Oh, okay, 2 days. So the Scar album comes out in 2 days, and Empyrean comes out in 3 days. So the Scar album will get 1 day, and then it will get blasted by Empyrean. But that's okay. Got some cool tracks on right at the moment. I think Ascension came out last, which actually I thought was pretty good. So, yeah. Good times. Check it out. Alright, so let's get back to there. We're going to look at this in just a little bit. This is what I call a tease. I haven't even got it working yet, guys. But this is basically something we need to talk about. But yeah, let's go back to what we were doing. So we've looked at the hotkeys. That's now building a plan. We'll get that running soon. So Archive Spelunky. I keep on hinting at this and I never do anything with it. So we're doing it now. Get rid of this. What is Archive Spelunky? Well, let me tell you. If I just go to my tools folder, we've got a lot of stuff here, guys. It's a lot. Okay, I'm just going to start at the bottom. Oh, look at that. Uno reverse back in March. Isn't that crazy how time flies? Right, now I'm looking out for anything Moonbase. Okay, right, so that's one, potentially. Okay. Slideshow, Imperial Prep. Imp Prep. Oh no, that's IMP. Tins. Takinta. Space Empire. Is that images? Or it's a data set. See what I mean? The stuff that you find. The stuff that you find. I need to make a new folder for data sets and put them over here. Or something. Style set, soldiers, yeah, this is like mega. Okay, so okay, Empire source, copy that, and then guess what I need? I need my NAS. It's opening on the wrong screen. Right, look, archive, data sets, paste. worry about that later. Get rid of this. Alright. That was a good one. What else have we got? Oh, there's so much more. Caption edit. Okay, that's just... Wait. Caption edit? Oh, that became Captioneer. Super short. What's that? The plan. What's the plan? Use instructions to guess what happened. Oh, this became Moments. Yeah, this is like a super compact way of doing short stories, like scenes, you know. What the heck's this? So here's my story. Oh, it's the beginning of Detective Morales. So what happened? Finnegan's Bar. Finnegan's Bar. There's a 3-page story. The what now? The selenotropic field generator prototype? What is this? Awesome. Goons. Oh no, the goons. Right, so we definitely need to... So look at this. Super short. So I was working on super short narrative, like cereal box type stuff, where it's like over in a minute, you know. I forgot all about it. I forgot all about it. Nope. New window. Now open the folder. Okay, down, down, down. Where is super short? It's around here somewhere. Secret testing. Super short. Okay, let's have it. How do you know you're a writer? When you find stuff you forgot you wrote. Yeah, this was a concept. Inversion from page 5 renamed to page 2. Using default bucket. Testing 3-page story would save the cat in reverse. So it was using Westwick. I used Westwick bucket with this prompt and it made a 3-page story, which who knows if it's good, but it's a pretty simple concept. But hang on a minute, did we ever even publish this prompt? See what I mean? Secret prompts. But the thing is, well, you have to have the thing. See, do you know what's interesting? This is actually where my new Careless Canvas comes in. Because check it out, right? If we get rid of this for a second, because it's like, how do you explain to somebody what to do, right? And this is what this is for. So if I just take the plan here, post that in, and say, what is it? Super short narrative inversion, right? That's what it is. So this is, and it's the prompt would be a question. Okay. Whoops. Okay. And then, you know, ooh, yeah, well, I mean, am I really going to copy all? Well, do you know what? Yes. This is this is the default bucket. So, okay, so let's do it, right? And what's this one called? Characters. Default. I should make it so you can just drag files in and it'll just you know. And then what's it? Sources. Okay, so we've got default characters. Main project instructions. This is also a reference. So what's this? Everything's going to start default. project instructions dot, what is it? Dot text. So project instructions, character. We have speech styles. Default speech styles.json. How did he know I spelt it wrong? How did he know? It must have AI. Default world. I'm not going to put all the files in because there's like loads of them. Oh, do you know what? You could though. This is the whole point of it. No, do you know what? Default world. Whoa. My mouse break. Don't break. References, sources. Okay. Default world. So these are all parts of the narrative bucket that's used to do the story writing, you know? And then we have the ghostwriting style, which is actually super cool. So yeah, ghostwriting. In fact, the project instructions is just a list of all of the things in the bucket, so don't need to include that. Do need the narrative spittoon, that's kind of a core. All of these files are in the repo on GitHub as well. It's just I think this is giving a nice visual explanation of what actually happens, which is kind of nice. So it's a good thing to do. Is it doctor? And this will be references. And then Westwick characters. Wait a minute, what? Ah! Okay, so actually that's fine. I don't need to put the rest in. The rest is Westwick specific. So that's been customized. Do you know what? This is... Let me check this. Default, Westwick. Default Westwick. Has it, like, merged two things together? I think it has, you know. Let me check something real quick. In the project instructions, it'll tell me what it's actually... Oh, crap. It doesn't use any of the default. It uses only the Westwick named stuff. But it does use default world, default... Ah, crap. So I made a mistake with this. Okay, explains why I didn't publish it. But it's kind of irrelevant. The process is the same. So we have a project instructions, which is referencing different files. Lol. We have the default character, ghostwriting, narrative, spittoon, speech styles, and world. That's like the basic building blocks that you need. I think what I'll do is I'll swap them out for the Westwick data. It's nice you can do that. So we got default character. I'm going to swap that out for... I mean, to be honest, it kind of shows that you can do that, though. If you make these bigger, it doesn't break out of the thing, by the way. Did that actually change? Or do I just... I just do it again. Great. Something to improve in the next version, I guess. Okay. So what would it be then? It would be Westwick characters. Yeah, I forgot there's a bug, which basically, if you hit Control V when you're editing, it just makes a new one. You can't actually paste, so yeah. City layout, glossary, investigations. Do you know what? Actually, hang on. What happens if I just... I had to try it. Do you know what? Let's move on, because I don't want to deviate from the point, which is that these get used with this prompt, and then you get these pages, which is like actually the main... This is the main thing we're trying to get to here. Let's get the visual done. So it'll be... just say general. Page 1. Page 2. Whoops. And page 3. Okay. And then, as you might imagine, supports and then that supports the... Is it letting me do it? Yes, it's letting me do it. Okay. I wish you could just leave it on. It used to stay on, but at some point it decided I'm going to close it every time you do it. It used to be a toggle. Another bug. So yeah, these files here support the default instructions, which supports the code. Ah, there is one thing missing. Page 3. Where's page 3 at? Oh yeah, of course. Page 3. This is page 3.txt. Read story, page 3.txt. There isn't one. I love it. This is so scuffed. But the point I'm trying to make is that that's your essential process. You have like a manifest that sits between the actual information that you're writing the story with. Characters, writing style, speech style. Narrative spittoon is just a sort of narrative framework rather than a ghostwriting style. And then you obviously have your world. So, you know, these two come with the tool, and then these you make yourself, which is relatively easy to do. You can do it with the 20 questions interview, which we'll take a look at in a bit, most likely. And then here we've got the actual prompt, and all I've done is I've modified the standard narrative spittoon to instead, so I've changed this prompt. So instead of being like read page 5 and go back to 0, which is what it does, it writes in reverse, one page at a time over a predefined structure with loads of different elements it has to hit. And so in the end we get our 3-page story, which is actually 3 chapters. My idea was to make like super short content. But yeah, I think it shows the process. You know, you have your supporting documents, you have the technology that enables it. This is just a list of everything in the project, and then off you go. You make your story. A lot of prep work involved. But I think it's worth it in the end. Let's show you something a little bit more like not scuffed, because I did make the time to do that. So what I've got in here is I've got the Brutal Futures NML, which I want to show you. I've got a bunch of images. Define the aesthetic, you know, and you know, because it's like, how do I explain it, right? And this is why I made this system. So if I just come in and let's just clear the canvas, and we're gonna load one of these files. Okay, so this one's done. So this is what we're talking about. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new style out of thin air using concepts, but through the 20 questions interview style. Yeah. So what I've done is I've done deep research on Brutal Futures aesthetic definition. Now I've got to show you how I made it, because as you can see, there's interview responses, right? So the definition of what it is essentially brutalism mixed with 70s retro futurism, okay? But this is the thing. I did it, like I said, with a question and answers format. So it's actually kind of, it's super in depth. It's not like, oh, just mix this with this. It's got 20 points that define exactly how whatever that is. Okay. And then it's put it down. It's not, there aren't 20 points, but it's merged all of the answers into one single unified thing. Yeah, right. And then I've combined it with my T2I ENH base, which is already up and available. Okay. We'll go through how we made this in a sec, but I just want to give you the overview. So we can now begin using the aesthetic as defined, that'll be this, to create a new image prompt enhancer named T2I ENH brutalfutures.md, which is a system prompt which defines the logic of the agent. I've included a base template for an image enhancement agent, that's this. We can use this as a starting point to adapt our new Brutal Futures aesthetic as we create this new image prompt enhancement agent, which aims to align my image input prompt with the Brutal Futures aesthetic. So again, you know, double defined, right? And then that has created this for me, the Brutal Futures image prompt enhancement system. So this is the first one I've done that's a genuine new style, and it hasn't come from, it doesn't have an image. There are no images. Yeah, there are no images. It's a pure text thing, right? So it's nice for using on base models because it doesn't rely on any training to work. Okay, it just works with whatever it's got. What do you got? Show me what you got. So some typical things here. Look, 60-40 muted concrete to vibrant orange, brown, gold retro elements. Okay, so yeah. There's more to it than that, but it's not like super crazy. It's, I think, good. But anyway, here's an example, right? A cat. Architectural interior photography of a sleek cat resting on built-in hexagonal seating with a Brutal Futures within a Brutal Futures lounge. Obviously, it's getting ready for me to train it on that token, but board-marked concrete walls with visible wood grain create the backdrop. You can read that. You can see the prompt there. So it's like doing the thing. The cat sits on smooth chrome and high gloss plastic, showing subtle wear patterns. Yeah, it's all pretty nice. And there's various different things. So this is a 0 to detail type enhancer. You can put super smooth person walking, and it will just go ahead and fill in the blanks. Now I did test it with more detailed stuff, so let's take a look at that. So the initial test prompt. So what I've done is I've plugged this into a project. So any you can either put it as your first prompt in a chat, or you can put it into the system prompt. Okay, the original. What was it? This is a system prompt. And then this is what I actually said, because I just said, let's do something cool. We're not just going to do an enhance like we do with a ENH and Comfy, you know. We'll do something cool. So I said, we can use Brutal Futures to enhance my prompt and provide 4 variations of enhanced prompts, which share the same focus but use alternate framings or distances from prompt subject. I will supply prompts of varied complexity and copy out the best prompts we can create. We are a human-machine hybrid pseudo-GAN, where you are the generator and I am discriminator. So I am the adversarial part. I am going to be the adversarial part of the neural net in this context. Supply me with 4 defined Brutal Futures enhanced prompts per response as we work through the list one at a time. So he says, I understand. I'm going to be the G and you can be the A. So we're playing a game. It's funny. Transform any prompt into distinctive blah blah blah. Okay. I'll provide 4 prompts, maintaining the core elements. Each variation 80 to 100 words. Okay. So I said some test prompts. I said a digital painting of a person's head with a lot of wires coming out of it. He gave me 4 to check out. I said a castle in the middle of a body of water with a person standing in front of it. And he gave me a bunch of cool prompts. I said a futuristic car in front of a building with a graffiti on it. He gave me a bunch of cool that in that style. And each time I generated all of the images using the Gemini Flash 2.5. We'll take a look at the results in a minute. I then decided to put some more complicated detail prompts. So this is my typical detail prompt I use to check like how clever the model is. And it gave me 4 to check out. I then did another one. So just for reference, this is the woman taking a picture of a bird in an autumn wood. So she's like a woman, she's got red hair, she's taking a picture of a bird. So you have the bird on the branch, there's a lot of stuff going on. Then we also have a prompt from Not the True World version 66. So quite detailed architectural, and it's turned it into the brutal futurism thing. Okay. And then the last one I did was one of the prompts from Captain Ahab. So whaler throws harpoon across his cabin, but he's done it in brutal futures, so it's got a bit futuristic. Anyway, we did all of that. So let's take a look at the images first, and then we can talk about other stuff. So we're going to go backwards, starting at the most complicated, I think. Wait, no. We're looking at, what's that? Oh, that's the woman, is it? Oh, okay. Maybe, okay. I uploaded them out of order. Can we, I'm probably going to regret that. Just, yeah, I'm probably going to regret it, but yeah, sure. So that's one of them. That's another one. See, that's the test prompt of the woman with the hair taking the picture. It's not a bird anymore. Oh, there, that's a bird. We definitely got that brutal futures. It looks a bit like a 1984 or something sometimes, or it looks like one of those dystopian movies. This is the Not the True World prompt. Okay, now remember, it hasn't had any training for Not the True World. We're just going off the words and an enhancer. Just making stuff. Okay, and here's the Captain Ahablet. Smashing his computer screens. You can't get that whale. And like, these aren't trained, so this is the woman with the cables coming out. That was the first one I got back. Nice. So cool. It's a bit like a MJ style ref type. This seems to work a little bit like a Midjourney style ref, because you do a 20 questions interview to define the style, and then you turn that into an agent which is enhancing your prompts. And obviously you turn its strength up or down, and it's able to do, you know, the thing, right? Whatever it was that you told it to focus on. So here's the futuristic car in, you know, usually it's doing concrete and steel, or, you know, wide areas, very, very cyberpunk 2077, like grand architecture. But yeah, like I said, pretty impressive. 100% works. But yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna show you how we actually got there, because I've showed you the process, I've showed you how I'm doing it. You know, everyone knows how to enhance prompts at this point, but how did I? And also I've given this out so anybody can run, you know, make me a new enhancer using the template and whatever my style is. Anyone can do that. So all of that is kind of easy. So how did we make this? That's what I want to show you now. Because this is like the fun for me. I enjoy sharing the research. So as you can see, I have a brutal future project here in Claude. I have the system prompt. Okay. So that's how I was making, yeah, no tricks. See? No tricks. Fully transparent. There we go, look, castle in the middle of a body of water with a person standing in front of it. Sound familiar? Okay, so that's what it is. There's the prompt I used, 100%. So how do we get the research, the actual document, right? That's what I want to show you. Prompt enhancement. There we go. Here we go. To the top. So it will be a question, I think, or important. And I'll say initial prompt. Oh my goodness, it's like a bit laggy, I guess. Okay. Okay. So then it said this. Initial response. I guess he's the one setting the question. And that gives me the V1 definition. V1 definition. To be populated through style interview. Now I'm not going to put the full interview in. Whoops. I'm not going to put the full interview in because it's 20 questions, you see. But let me just read this to you guys because I just had to copy it to the document first, right? Have you got this set up for me? No. We need to call this Super Future. Not Super Future. It's a different one. That was season 3. We're in like season 5 by now. Brutal Future. DJZ. I'll say project. Save it. Save it. Right, cool. So, I wish to explore and define a rich aesthetical style based on brutalist concrete juxtaposed with 1970s retro futurism elements and influences as a throwback, creating contrast in otherwise drab or muted composition, drawing attention to those retro futurism hallmark elements. This will be a 2-part quintessential style. So in other words, two-tone with stuff. So there we go, and we begin. So he goes through the questions and he updates the document. Each time updating until we get to version 21. So that's how it's done. It's the 20 questions technique. See, he's just updating the thing. Every time I'm like, oh, what do you want of this or this or this? Which is a lot like in Midjourney when they say to you, oh, like this or like this, like this or like this. And then over the course of that, you get to the end, you get a much more precise definition of the style. Okay, and then I can use that document to make the enhancer. I think I did it in the same prompt. Yeah. Yeah, we can now begin using the aesthetic to create the thing in the thing. That's how I did it. There you go. That's how it's done. I'll be putting the ENH into the ENH collection. But I'm just sort of thinking about whether I should use a Brutalism Futures captioneer and like capture information and I don't know. Brazil. Almost like Brazil if it was more 90s looking, says Dragon. That's interesting. Ah, I just saw your comment. The dandelion. We might have to go back. See, do you know what's funny, right? Spelunky, just now, we found an entire data set and also an entire writing project while we were looking. We were only in there for like 10 minutes, 20 minutes. And yeah, I just find it funny, you know, it's like you go in there and it's such a dense, it's like a labyrinth of complexity and just, there's 178 folders. If I read from the top, it would be like more familiar, but because we're at the bottom, I mean, look, you got Empire Law, Empire Book 4. I don't remember writing Book 4. It was all a dream. So anyway, hot folders. How are we doing on the hot folder research? Did I break it? I think I must have broken it, guys. I think I must have broken something. Oh, wait, here it is. It's finished. All right. Do I have 4 minutes to start this project before coffee time? Of course I do. So we're going to download it as Markdown, swap back to the original repo, drag that plan in, and I'm going to call it, I'm going to call it hot folders plan. Careless hot folders.net 8. Is that really what it's? I'd laugh. That's the name of the app now. Careless hot folders.net 8. Yeah. Alright, let's make a new folder called docs. Let's put that in there. Minimize the hot folders UI, and then we're going to give it a prompt. Ooh, race against time. I love a race against time. So kill that. And I'm going to say we are migrating the app at hot folders UI. I just want the folder. Hang on. At hot. Do I have to put a capital H? Hot. Oh, it's what? Okay, I'm just going to use a path. It's annoying. Where is it? Just use the path. He's not linking, you know what I mean? We're using the app, Hot Folders UI, to add an all-new, standalone, rebuild, if migrating didn't mean it enough, of rebuild in .NET 8. A little bit of extra context. Normally I just say this. We can execute the plan defined inside at Careless. There. Go. Oh, 2 minutes. Coffee. Oh. Let me see. I've included the thing because here's the thing, right? The beauty of this is we haven't just taken the code and made a plan and then run it. We've taken the code, we have done that, and we gave the code to the person making the plan. So it's kind of like there's lots of points of entry and access, yeah. And what I'm saying is that I've got a copy of it too. So if he ever loses the plot, we can just go, look at the original. Where have you deviated? Because obviously there will be a point when we'll just not have that there, right? This is standalone. Something they do sometimes is they'll lazily try to borrow. They'll get, I'll use the files over there. You're like, you can't do that, mate. So. Uh-oh. My API is failing. Don't fail me, API. You're my only hope. There we go. 12 hang on, what's he doing? I've got to read this before I click the button. I know. It is coffee time, but I got to read it before I click the button. Let's see. Based on my analysis, blah, blah, blah. 12 configurable folder slots in a grid layout. Config global hotkey support. Configuration management, folder browsing, real-time status updates. You don't need all of that because you never really look at it. This will turn it into a 25. See, it goes from 164 meg Electron to 25 meg .NET 8, and it'll have all the same functionality, maybe. So it's going to take, let's see, guys, it's going to take 7 weeks to finish. Okay, it's time to lock in. Coffee time. Job done. When I said lock in, I meant the agent, not me. Okay, so let me just put a quick review while the coffee machine is running. Furnicar says it's time to get that coffee. Wait a minute, coffee with the AI overlords and seal of approval. Do you know, it's funny actually, I was saying this the other day to somebody. I saw the words hermetic seal on the page, right? And I thought to myself, well, that could be three things. That could be three different things. Let's not linger on that though. So let's see, the Careless Canvas, we've been showing it off, we've been demoing it, but we haven't changed it in any way. There is a local version if you don't want to use the website, but it doesn't save anything. I don't believe all of the stuff I do, I try to do zero data. So we don't want it, we don't store it, it's gone when you refresh the page, basically. I don't want it, I don't need it. I'm just trying to get the tool in your hand, you know, I don't need to... Can you imagine a world where, you know, screwdrivers are free, but they capture your biometrics every single time, you know? Takes like a DNA sample. Free, you can use it for free, but we need to capture that data. Anyway, so Archive Spelunky, we're still doing it. We'll carry on with that in a minute. Careless hot folders, it's doing it. It's doing the hot folder thing. So I guess we can pivot to the runware nodes. Have a little look at that. What else? I'm going to step out for a second. I got a plumbing leak to sort. And we're back. Let's see. Welcome back, everybody. What are we doing? We're migrating Hot Folders UI to .NET, a new piece of software to come into the Careless family. So yeah, we're going to have Careless Canvas for pasting of MD documents with multi-file, spatial, all that business. So multi-page markdown in an infinite canvas. It's a custom XML format I came up with. Nested markup language. And then we wrote the canvas as the first app that supports that format. So you can save and open that special format, right? It's basically made for people that are always copying and pasting stuff and want a way to show a timeline, a temporal and like relationships. So there's relationship connections. That was the whole idea of it. I'm starting to convert my stuff into that format because it's easier to present. It's easier to take a screenshot of it and things like that and show complicated, you know, use this prompt, then use this prompt, then take that and use it with this. It's easier to do all of that. So that's what I made it for. Obviously, I've showed doing lyrics projects. I've shown doing software development. I've shown doing, creating image enhancement agents, prompt enhancement agents. And obviously that goes into everything else. So this has been a nice little sort of, it's all part and parcel really, because like when you want to use AI, often you're putting text into a thing and then you get text back. And so I'm trying to get rid of all of that UI. Just get rid of it. I don't want it. I want the AI in the clipboard. If Microsoft, if you're stealing my ideas, now's the time. You need to put an OpenRouter API or an Olama loader or something. AI. We need AI in the clipboard. Because think about it. It's like that's the in out for text. You know, you copy things and you paste things. And if you've got text there, that's a prompt input, right? And we've shown that you can do vision, you can do text to speech, you can have it all. And I think that this idea is now, like Careless Whisper itself, it's becoming bloated and over-engineered, okay? Because we've put too much in there. I would say it works, but the TTS is kind of like, it's not good, yeah? It was actually better without the TTS. And the reason is because it has embedded Python. And the embedded Python is a nightmare. Just to have it actually build right, it's just a nightmare. So I'm always looking at ways to improve and all this, but I actually recommend the Vision as the current best release. The new version with the TTS is experimental. Do you know the funny thing is, most people that have helped me with testing have said that it's rolling back to like a kind of robotic voice, and that's because I put in a fallback. So if the kitten fails, which it does, because there's no Python dependencies, right? It's a problem with the, missing Python dependencies. We've seen it 1,000 times with Comfy and different apps, right? Basically, it falls back to Microsoft SAPI, S-A-P-I, okay? And the funny thing about that is, if you don't care about quality, you don't need Kitten. You just need SAPI. And what I'm actually thinking about doing is making a completely different fork of Careless Whisper. So there'll be a Careless Whisper, which is the Careless Kitten version. And then there'll be a new version which goes on from the Vision, which just uses SAPI. Because SAPI is even more lightweight. Do you see what I mean? It's like, why am I mucking about with this experimental? And the thing is, the issue is the tokenizer. I had to rebuild my own tokenizer for Kitten because it wouldn't download due to circular dependencies. And the joke is that when I went and got those Python packages, unpacked them, and gave it to Claude, he just rewrote everything and it works. The problem I have now is that when you do the build, NPM isn't including the correct Python dependency folders. So that was the issue. Other than that, it just needs Olama to use, to Olama bridge for Vision. And it was basically feature complete. That's why I was like, let's see if TTS works. But it looks like 365 might become like a separate fork, I guess. And we'll call it the Careless Kitten fork, because it's like kind of unstable. It's actually worth, I think, you see what we just did with migrating the folders from UI to .NET? So it was a Python package and we migrate. Okay, so refactor my app. So in other words, take my source code, read through it, and rewrite my entire program from scratch, please. Because I think that if it rewrote everything from scratch with all the features that it needed from the get-go, there would be less monkey patching. There's a lot of monkey patching going on. So, and it's because of the nature of how AI development's done. You kind of just go in and change stuff, and he's forgotten why he changed the thing when he comes back to change the next thing. And if you try to do it all in one convo, which I did, it gets very expensive. Just to give you an idea of how much it is, I think it's about 10 times more expensive than it should be if you don't break up the convos. Now, they tell you not to do it, so I did this as an experiment. But just to prove it, the final README cost $10. And that's because it was the last prompt. The last prompt is update the README. Yeah? $10 for that README. And the reason was because I think it was the biggest convo I'd ever had. And it was probably, maybe, I don't know, it might have been $40 or even $50 for just one convo, guys. Insane. But a lot of stuff was done. I think the total budget on Careless Whisper now for this round of development is probably about $120, I reckon. Yeah, easy. When we were at peak doing a bunch of different things, adding the features, I think it was probably like $40 a day, easy, not even really trying. But But I have been doing a lot of other stuff with multiple computers. I can't really just say that all of that was just this one project. But, you know, that's how much I've gotten through. I mean, you guys know, we're on the show every day for 2 hours. We're always building stuff. I mean, damn, while I'm talking to you now, we're building stuff. So anyway, let's get back to it. Yo, yo. Okay. Look, it's stuck in upload mode. I love it. How are we doing on the VS codes? Here we go. Oh. Uh-oh. 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 Wait, what? What's Avalonia? Uh-oh. Avalonia? What's Avalonia? I need to know. What's Avalonia? Hang on. I don't remember anything about Avalonia. Klein has approved 40. Would you like to restart? Yeah, just keep going, Mush. You've only spent $2. It's fine. Phase 1. Core. Okay, he's still doing core foundation, guys. We can move on. We can move on. But yeah, as you say, like I can't match that. 12 minutes. He did like 373 sources. I mean, I'm a research guy, but that's just insane. So you got to take advantage of this stuff. Just collect all of the stuff and then, disseminate it into a format that doesn't, mean I'm repeating. Because the biggest problem with research is you're reading the same data 100 times, trying to find that one nugget of wisdom. And what this does is it kind of like treats all the repetition, like blows it away, just leaves those nuggets, which is what you want. I don't know how long it will be like that either. It's going to get like super monetized in future. Okay, let's get rid of that. Hot folders. Okay, so I've got my NML archive. I will start publishing these NMLs at some point, but I got this private repo at the moment just to sort of build up a collection. Because some of them are insane. Like this one is like create a paid image generation website. There's a whole bunch of them. Blind Rank I'm still trying to collect images for, so I can't really show anything to do with that. What's White Label Web? I don't even remember. White Label API Web. Wait, isn't that just reality? Oh, okay, so... Okay, right, so one of them isn't just for runware. One of them is, like, undecided on what the... It's undecided on the platform, so it's a little bit more detailed and... But this is more... Unreality is specific. That's an actual plan to build an actual website. And by the way, I don't think I am going to launch that. I don't think I am going to launch it. I just thought it was a useful exercise to build out my own image generation platform so that I could then experiment with various bits and pieces. The more I thought about it, I'm not set up for that. Do you know what I mean? But I am set up for teaching people how to do stuff. So I'll keep it. It's been useful, but I'm like, nah, I don't think it's worth opening up to the public. Not really. I think the biggest problem with a lot of this stuff is there's a danger of developing something cool and then what's it called, the allure of gold. You get giddy on the idea that it can make you lots of money, and before you know it, you make bad financial decisions. So like opening it up to the public might seem like a good idea, but you're not selling sandwiches. Yeah, people could find a way to pay $10 and take 100 sandwiches, and you'd just be like, here you go. That doesn't happen in real life, but it does happen online. And so if you do build something really cool and it does involve a payment and it does technically work when you test it, remember to get some advice on hardening, because security is half the project, and if you don't do it, you'll get cleaned out. You'll get cleaned out by some hacker group. So it's not worth the risk. So I do recommend learning all of this stuff and learning the skills and doing the projects, but just be careful, guys. Just be careful, because you can get your fingers burned if yeah. And that's what I came to that conclusion. it is. I did half the project. This Unreality was hardening, and the hardening makes the actual functions more difficult because obviously it's all like protected now, and there's encryption on keys and all kinds of different stuff. But the problem is that makes it harder to change in the future, and it's a full-time job. You don't know all of the hacks, do you? So what? We're relying on an AI to tell us that it's bulletproof security now? Yeah, I wouldn't want to put. Yeah, there's so many. Yeah, beyond the hacking. Yeah, exactly. There's so much to it. You need to be smart. So just be smart about what you're doing. See, what I reckon, I've come to the conclusion, I'm probably going to do something similar to a shareware or a pay what you want type thing. So in a lot of my apps, I'll put a link. Buy me a coffee. That seems to be the best thing to do. And I'll just keep it free and move on. Because, you know what I mean? You know how it is. People say capitalization requires experience and skill. It's not just putting a PayPal button in a shopping cart, unfortunately. It'd be nice if it was, but fraud is real and hackers don't care. Okay, cool. So anyway, we're going to be doing more of these nested markup things. Yeah, these guys. Because like I said, I think it really does help to show what's going on. So that would be how I actually made the thing. I asked for a 20-question interview. It gave me a thing back. And then, you know, if the interview begins. And then when the interview ends, you've got this one here. But you see how it would have been really difficult to like lay this out and be like, this comes before this. This is needed for that. And this is one of the reasons I like this idea. I do think it's going to get better. But I want there to always be, you know, if I can, I'd like there to be like a free web version, you know, which maybe doesn't have all the features. But the source code is out, so you can see how it was built and all of that. I think that's kind of important. And then, like I said, because I'm working, you can probably see I've got a plan. I'm working towards building a Careless suite, but yes, that would be my infinite grid mind map MD thing. All right, let's talk about Careless. Let me see, did I miss something here? Oh, no, before we do Careless, let's look at Runway. So, we're looking at Flux Schnell, are we? How about we go with Flux Dev? Flux Dev. Okay, now what else do I have to put in here? So what does he say? He says it comes with instructions, look. You will need to add your API key to run the workflow. Just run the workflow and you'll be prompted for it. If you don't have an account, you can create a new one and you'll get free credits. Free credits? Only thing is, it's on a different email address. I should probably get like a dedicated email, dedicated API key for Comfy. Hang on. Log me in. And then look at all those cool cars. Right. That was from yesterday's show, if you missed it. What are we on today? This is episode 243, so you'll be looking for 242 if you want to see all of that. Keys. Create new key. It's going to be Comfy Demo 1. Copy it. Right, now then, how's this work? Is it plain text entry? Let's find out. It was. Set. Alright, that's cool. It had an internal API manager. Sick. So then it's secret now. I like that. Alright, full screen. Let's check it out. So what do we got? It says, remember to adjust the settings appropriately. Don't forget to tweak the steps. We support a wide range of models, so dive in. In other words, all of the Civitai models, all the Civit Lauras, anything on Civit you should be able to access, which is kind of cool because I can't even get on there, and I've got 1,000 models on that platform. So, press Ctrl-Alt-E to automatically enhance your prompt. Is this a careless system? I like it. He's like a brother from another mother, whoever made this. So what have we got then? So we've got Laura. Let's check it out. Laura search. There's even Laura combine. So, okay, so we've got a Flux Laura, right? How about we try to find a DJZ? Can we search for a DJZ? Oh, it's all there. Oh, boy. So I need to find a Flux Laura. All, right? Flux Dev. Yeah, baby. Oh, sheesh. What do I even need? Anyway, sorry. I'm just... What do I even need my GPU for? No, we'll need it. See, yesterday I was complaining. Oh, man, if I could just do everything in the playground, you know, what's the point? And it's like, but comfy tools, guys. Comfy automations, comfy pre-processor, post-processing. All that stuff is now available. This is kind of like a little bit better than, you know, the API nodes that come with comfy. Close that. Okay. So we got, what was it I loaded? Not the True World Flux 55. Oh, we loaded the wrong one. Do you know what? I don't even know if they're all there. Let's just go with... I thought it was 66. DJZ V66. Nah, I couldn't do that. Too much. It's too much. Okay, let's not get greedy. Let's do Abstract Chaos. Flux. Okay. Abstract Chaos. Okay, and what do we got? Okay, Square 512. Do Square HD. Use steps true. Steps 4. Well, I reckon it's 28. CFG 6.5. Man, off the top of my head, I think it's like 3.5. Scheduler default. I don't even know what that means, but I guess we'll find out. Strength 80. Oh, we're not doing image to image. Alright. Alright. What's this? RW task. Maybe it's just a trigger. I thought maybe it tells you, like, you know, costs and stuff. Show text. No, it's not. Okay, so as we can see in the background, we have evidence of the Abstract Chaos learning in the background there. And I guess a little bit in what we might consider to be clothing. Obviously this is like total anime, that's what it came with. But this is one of the reasons why I'm doing this, so here we go. Senkai. Do we still have auto negative? No, we don't. What about nag? I don't think nag works because you need to have the right type of latent. Yeah, we got WAN video nag, but I don't think that's going to work. Be cool if it did, though. Sampler custom with nag. No, because we're not doing sampling. Alright, so we can't do that because there's a node called auto negative, which basically just uses Python to generate a negative. but it's fine. So what are we going to do? Well, it's on Abstract Chaos, so let's give it a proper one. That's actually for WAN, but oh wait, no. There we go, Abstract Chaos Flux. Right, go. Now, if I recall, I think these cost somewhere between a third and a half of a cent each. So 200 images for $1 maybe. But it's worth checking out because some of the models are very much more expensive. But yeah, there you go. That's an Abstract Chaos right there. It's a very typical Abstract Chaos image. Not very detailed, but the Flux version didn't have the resolution like the WAM version does. And so that's when I had the thought, right? Let's just save this workflow quick. Save the workflow. Run where image inference, or say, how about we say RW T2I Flux dev LoRa, yeah, V10, and export that. Runware, baby. Because the thing is, right, we're looking at images right now. You can do this with video models too. So it's not like, you know, and the thing is, it takes away all of the heavy lifting, and then you can do all of the comfy stuff with the actual prompt stuff and all of this, and then obviously post-processing, you can do all that stuff totally locally, and it's like cents to do this. So you don't need to struggle, you know? You don't need to struggle with crazy long generation time when it's like 13 cents for a video sometimes. Obviously, again, got to check those prices. I'll give you some ideas on it though. So, as you can see right here, Flux Context Dev was 2 cents actually. How big is it though? See, I can't even see the size of the image. Where's this? So bizarre. So this is why I like Comfy. I'm like, where is this? Basic controls, advanced controls. There's nothing about the image. Anyway, so actually I was wrong. This is quite expensive. So Flux. Oh, that's context. Okay, go back. So Gemini Flash is around 3 cents each. Did we do others? Quen Image. There, Quen Image is 0.05. That's half a cent. Half a cent on the Quen Image. Flux Pro is 6 cents. Flux Pro Ultra, but it didn't look good. It didn't look good. I didn't like that Pro Ultra. High Dream 11, which was actually pretty good, was half a cent as well. Let's take a look at that. You see what I mean? That's actually really good. Half a cent. I should just be using High Dream. Hang on, I need to screw Flux. Where's High Dream at? Oh, I gotta put it here. High Dream. They'll probably say there's nothing. High Dream Fast, yeah, and I found that Fast. Wait, which one was it? Dev? Right. We have Dev. And then we have Fast. And Fast was 0.2, so even cheaper. You get 4 images for a cent. And then this one was full. And this one is a cent per image. That's the good one, isn't it? I mean, that does look good though. Hang on, didn't I find a better one? Dev. This is the Dev version. And I think I was criticizing it for some reason. Dev, full, Dev. Fast. Well, Fast is the cheapest one. I'll just go with Fast for now. It's cheap. Okay. Use search value. Okay. Alright, we don't need a Laura now. Because I don't, sorry guys, I don't have a High Dream Laura. Oh wait, wait, am I being a little premature here? Oh. Detail tweaker or detail, let's do the detail enhancer that someone's trained that, yeah, I like this. But how do you, what's the trigger for that though? What's the trigger for it? I guess it will just work passively, won't it? But wait a minute, that says XL. Okay. Wait a minute. No, I'm wrong. You've got to check the filter. There aren't any for that model. But it is nice that you could just say, oh, I'm going to be working with Flux. So what have you got? You know, what have we got? And it turns out a lot. Yeah. So I'll just minimize that. Okay, so Chaos Flux again on the High Dream. Let's see what we get. No Laura, so it's just the words. Multi-inference, prompt weighting, mask margin. Oh, wow. And I haven't changed any of the settings, so they might not be correct, but that's cool. It's not bad. It's not, you know, it's a bit, whatever, it's cool. Let's try something a little bit more S3 related. Pull something random. So I'm going to need to know what I'm actually filling in there. So how about we get a show text on this? Interesting. Pull the Gundam out. Not bad. It's got good definition. What the? Can't push the res. Custom. Oh boy. Oh boy. Ooh, yeah, you gotta do it. 16:9 in 2 big size, please. Tubuku test. High Dream. Let's go. That was a cool image. That was really good. We should probably get a project path in here. It's going to get out of hand real fast. Project file path generator. I'll just put the thing in here. It's going to be High Dream Runway. We're going to call this one High Dream. Images image. High Dream. Is this High Dream 8? High Dream 1. I1. HDI1. HDI1. Okay. Interesting. Let's get that over there. Okay. Go. So that was 1344 by 768. 16:9 Quen. Let's see what we get this time. Oh, I forgot to put that in. Oh, it's not actually saving anything. Classic. Okay. Woman is standing in the middle of the road with a giant moon background. Okay, let's pick up some speed. That's not very fast. Okay. So the prompt that's showing is what's coming up next. It's coffee time, man. I love a giant robot is a Gundam with no, you know what I mean? The word Gundam wasn't actually in the prompt, but you get it anyway. Zeus says, I hate the logic of you will own nothing and be happy, but I have to admit buying a fat GPU seems less and less appealing with this kind of price. Well, that's the thing. If you're not actually sitting at home like me generating training models, yeah, why spend 2,000 on a GPU just so you can make video if you can just get the video generated in a shorter space of time with less, less pain? Just on an API transaction. It is actually, you could work out, like, so how many videos? 20,000 videos? 20,000? No, it's not even that. Wait. I'm sure there's math that can be done to work it out. But my point is, like, where is the return on investment for a $2,000 GPU when it costs, those sorts of prices to generate the video? Do you know what I mean? And the argument is kind of tough. Do you see how it's blurry? I think this isn't very good at doing this resolution. It's super blurry, guys. So I'm going to take it back down. No, actually, wait. We're going to do one at 1440 and see what happens. It actually kind of looks more natural when you blow it out. How many cents is video? Yeah, let me just show you. So, where are we? The other thing is, it doesn't mess up your machine, because look. Come over here. We've got C Dance Lite. No. Kling 2.1. No. Yeah, actually. No, wait. Which one do we want? Ooh. Whoa. That came out good. And it's bigger. You see how it's a bit blurry, though? Do you know what I mean? It's got like a... Hang on a minute. Is this just my screen? Is this just my screen? Do I need new screens? Like the colours going funny. I look at the stream overlay. It doesn't look like that. Alright. I think that making it, just blowing it up. Just go back to the base. That's what it wants. Let's see if it's sharp again. It won't be this one. It'll be the next one. Look how blurry it is. So I asked for too big image, and it just got like super bokeh. Super bokeh. Unless I'm doing it somewhere other, I don't know, they're all coming out a bit blurry. Oh, I know what it is. It needs more whatchamacallit. 6.7, 6.5. Oh, what? It needs more CFG. That's what it was. Because I had it on Flux. I had it on Flux CFG. Right. I need the playground. Give me back to image. Hang on a sec. High Dream. Why is it down the bottom? High Dream Fast, I think we're using. So it uses what? What does it use? What are the defaults? There aren't any. CFG scale 1. 1 CFG in 16 steps, it says. Okay. 1 and 16. Okay. I dream fast. Oh, hell yeah! That's the best image we've had all week. Oh man, it's going back to reality. Back to reality. Come on. Okay, now we're talking. Yeah, I had the wrong settings, okay? I had the wrong settings. We've sorted that out now. So I'll save that as High Dream. Save as RW diddly diddly D High Dream. High Dream. Just High Dream. I don't know, they got a really weird High Dream L1 or I1 or something. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably want to export that as well. Hey. Car is driving down the road in a foggy... Yeah, this is looking good. Right, we're going to go back to what we were doing before. I want more resolutions. Because if it's already doubling at this size, which is base, I don't care if it doubles at a higher size. Oh, that was good. That was good. Oh, mate. Wait. This is also good. All right. How about we go up into the 1440 league? That's also good. See, we're going to keep pushing the res until it skews. It's not skewing yet. You will pay more for a larger generation. Okay? So you're not getting anything for free here. But I don't really, you know what I mean? That's not my concern. In fact, can I yeah, I could probably open up the other side and just have a monitor. So 2267, 2212, 2212, 2212, 2212, 2212, 372. 2212, it's not updating. I've had like 3 images. Come on, mate. Come on. I'm spending money and you're not taking it off my balance. Tap, tap. Okay. I think I'm 2206. Right, so I've spent 6 cents. I think that, to be honest, I'm going so quick that the API can't update the thing. VO fast with audio is $1.2 for 8 seconds. Yeah, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. I'm going to go to that one next, I think. But I just wanted to get good data on this because this is like, I like this. We're on WAN now? No, it's not. It's not giving us, it's giving us a, I think there's a limit. Because it's definitely not, look, okay, let's go for that, yeah? It's not honoring my, whoa! Okay, didn't like that. It's not, you're not listening to me anyway. Because it should be larger than 1360 by 768. If I put it to SDXL, we should get 1024 by 768 or something along those lines. Yeah, 1376 by 752. What? That make no sense. So I put it up to Quen, which is just a bit bigger. And now we get 1344 by 768, which I think, I didn't see it get any bigger than that. So I think that's all you get. But it's not bad. Hey, 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 that Toyota's on fire. Gonna have to buy another vape. So for VO3, 2,083 videos for the price of a $50.90 in dollars. Yeah, and do you know what the funny thing is? If you had an ultra sub, which is between 100 and well, it depends where you are, but let's say it's 200 a month, you only get 80 videos a month. So you can't get to 2,000 videos in a year, even if you buy the ultra. Do you see what I mean? So it's like, even if you were buying the ultra plan or whatever, you can't make that many videos in a year, even if you paid them. Oh, yeah, cool. Right. So it's like literally a decision about how many do you need to make. If you don't want restriction because you're going to be like leaving it on all day and all night, yeah, clearly it's money to be saved, right? Okay. So this is just High Dream. Right, let's stop this now. I like it. I think it's a cool model. Like, I haven't used it enough to really know what I'm talking about. But I like it. And the thing is that the way I plan to use this, you'll see why. You'll see why. Okay? In fact, before we move on to video, let's just cover that quick, because then it's done. And it's done and done. So, so distracting. Come on, get out of the way. So distracting. All my other work is so distracting. Workflows. So down here in the WAN section, we have the latest WAN section, and then we have the boosted upscaler. So remember, we didn't actually load an AI model yet, right? So how about we do this? I hope it copies and pastes for me, like a good boy. Ah! I shouldn't have said it. I shouldn't have said it. It's exactly 10 minutes to 10. This is where everything goes on the freak. So let's just try that again, shall we? So let's just copy the nodes. Copy. It's not going to work. Oh. Right. This is an obvious fix, yeah, but it's just annoying. Can I copy this at least? Yeah, I can copy that. Fine. All right. So, okay, fine. Are you serious, bruh? Let me just make sure. No, I don't have any apps running, so it's not me for a change. It's not my scuffed code. All right. I have to do it myself. Useless. Trash. Right, I have to do it myself. Christ. So I need the run. It's just annoying, because it's like, you know, I've. Oh, that's annoying. Right, at least that bloody worked. What do I have to do? So, what I was trying to do was this. That's all I was trying to do. Don't know why, but for some reason, he just wanted to be difficult. Put it there, bring that down here. We can calm down now. So yeah, I think you can see what the idea is here. It's pretty obvious. You, that. Yeah, what are you doing? Plug it in, mate. There we go, right. So what are we using? We're using WAN 2.2 T2V A14B low noise Q8 JJUF with the JJUF clip and the normal VAE, and it's got a project. Yeah, we're gonna have to use that one actually. There we go. Right. So essentially, we'll do the upscale with WAN from the, from the API endpoint, right? That's the idea. Yeah. So we'll get cool image from the new model on the API without needing the big whatevers, because it does. I don't even think this will. I don't think you can't run that model on a. Can you run High Dream fast on a local? I don't even know. Let me see. Maybe they did release the weights. Let's find out. Oh, you can get it. And it came from April? How come this one is actually good? I don't get it. It's months old. Just nobody really bothered to look at it or something, or? God knows. Alright. God knows. So we're going to generate a random caption into an image, and then we're going to upscale it with big WAN. Now, how much is the upscale going to be? I don't actually see the upscale here. Oh, I deleted it. Right. I deleted the interface. Hang on a sec. Image. Oi. Image size. I love it when I double click and it doesn't do anything. It's my favorite feature. There we go. Where we go? Go from there into there. And then I want to resize. I probably just clicked too fast. I don't know. Put that to there. And then that into there. And the prompt we're using is just a very simple general purpose upscale prompt. Very detailed masterpiece, intricate details, UHD 8K. Okay, and we're using a combination of the Light X and the Fusion X, and it's the 2.1, not the 2.2. I'm going to drive the height and width like so with Lanxos, and do you know what? I think stretch is actually fine. Go with Cascade, so I get a 2048 out of it. So no matter what it was, I'll get a 2048 out of it. Okay. Alright, I think we're good to go. Just trying to think, is there anything else I've missed here? No, just sort of weird workflows. Alright, let's go. 512, 512. Whoops. That should be 256, and that should be 256. But it'll still work. It'll be better. Also, we can go to 0.15, and the model shift is way too high. We can go with like 1.5. Whoa, 1.5. Sometimes 1 is actually enough. I mean, yeah. Cool image, Bradley. Came from Vexels. Oh no! Lawsuit. Quantized High Dream is okay, but a bit slow. You might be looking at 2 minutes per image for the full model. Yeah, see, that's it. I don't have that. This is the reason why the API is nice. You get access to the cool model, and then you can do all of your whatever it is you do. Like now we're gonna now we're gonna upscale it with our WAN solution. Although I will say that the shift is super high right now, so I'm going to cancel it and do it again. The shift is so high, it's too damn high. But I think you can see the difference, right? If you were using the Runware or some website, the only upscaling choice you have is what they give you. Whereas with this, now we've got prompt automation, we've got aspect size automation, we've got our upscaler sorted. Yeah. But any model on Civet, and a bunch of approved ones too, with all the LoRa's that are on that platform, it's actually very, very useful. So here we go. I've got my image out of High Dream there, and then we're going to pass that onto Comfy for the WAN upscale. Yeah. And obviously, whatever workflow it is that you have, you can make a stage of it come out of API. Let's see. I'm going to refresh it now and see. $21.99. It's barely using anything, guys. I'll be honest. It's barely using anything. I'm not, and I don't get paid by them. There's no partner deal. I don't do nothing like that. I just literally looked around and went, they've got a good selection of models. There's no wait time. It just runs. Ooh, maybe not stretch, guys. I'm changing my mind on that whole stretch choice. Let's go fill crop instead. It's clearly stretched. I guess if you've never seen the first image, no, it's clearly squished. Oh, I know what's happened. Do you know what? I'm glad I'm pointing this out, actually. I'm glad that's happened there. So, it's okay to use stretch, but you need to up this now. See, back in the day, we would never be generating more than this, but that's no longer the case. So I might even change the default so that when you download the nodes, it always uses 8192, sorry. Because what was happening was it was trying to auto aspect ratio, but it was clamped to 2048. So then the height is right, but the width is clamped to 2048. So I'm going to do that one again. Obviously it'll be a completely different prompt. We're using random prompts. Should we see if we can get something a bit more fantasy before we move on? 5GMO. No, that's not what I think it is. Let's try one of the more recent Empire jobs. Empire style Q. Or V2D. V2D2 is smaller. Spiders. They're always ready. So I like this because it's cheap and fast, you know. It was like much cheaper than most models on there. And the quality's not bad. And I'm thinking, you know, once you put it through Big WAN, we could probably improve it a little bit. Just add a little bit of denoise. Maybe we put it up to 17. Okay, what are we doing next? Oh, Empire vibes, guys. Not sure. He's got a bayonet attached to his bow. I've not seen that before. Bayonet. Fix bayonets to your bow. Brilliant. It's probably effective. Any minute now. Yeah. And like I said, you know, you can play around with the denoise and whatnot, make it more or less creative. And then obviously you got different models up there as well. So right, save this as RW what was it, T2I I Dream 122 upscaler all in one. V10 go. These should all make their way to my main workflows pack in due time. I'm going to make a new, a new folder called Runware, and a lot of these are going to be in there. Right, so we're not going to need this bit now, so let's just kill that. Kill that. And I'm not going to need that, not going to need that. So then this is going to say VO3, and this is going to say video, and this will say VO3, say VO3 runware, import. Right, do I even have a setting for video, for like, I think I do. I think 1440 will be... I think that's 1920. Ooh, boy. Do I even remember? I'll have to check. 1440 at 16 to 9. Where did I put that? It's on Claude somewhere. It's like a published app on Claude. Oh, need to update my websites. I bet it's not even the right one. Okay, so... Oh no! Claude is melting. Come back to me, Claude. Oh no. Come on, mate. I believe in you. Don't let me down. What's going on? Something changed. I think Claude's dead. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think Claude died. All right. Change of plans. It's too good. So let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. Go back to here. So what were we doing? Oh, yeah, that's right. So we were making a video thing. So let's finish doing that. Because I was trying to find something to check the resolutions, you know? And I think what I'll do is just take it out. Because then we'll let the node manage it. Okay. Just to simplify. I was just going to go and grab I wanted to confirm the thing. I've got a tool which will tell me the right resolution easily, you know? But me being me, that's the first app I published on Claude, and Claude's down when I need to use it. It's funny. Should have gone local. So yeah, anyway. Run where video inference. That's all we need. So plug that into. Oh, okay. Does that mean? Okay. Video model search. Perfect. Different thing. Okay, get rid of that. And then we'll do video combine. Wait, but wait. Okay. Okay. It's already in this format here. So it's already in a format that has the audio wrapped. Okay, so we can get rid of that, we can get rid of that, and we can plug that in there. And that's all she wrote. Yeah. Prompt goes in the prompts. Frame images, reference images, provider settings. Custom settings. Okay. Guess you'd have to know what you were doing there. Width and height comes from it. Perfect. That was the concern. They're way ahead of me. Use custom dimensions. We say model default or custom. Say model default. Alright, I think that's pretty much good to go. So we're going to give it an Empire prompt. It's not a video prompt, but I want to keep it simple for the first one. We already asked for it, I know, but it'll be like a few seconds out. But I want to know roughly. It might not tell me. Yeah, I know. What happened to Claude? He fell over, right on his face. Haha, he's finished. We'll get back to that in a minute. I want to know how long this video takes. What do we think? For a 5-second video? Couple of minutes? Well, while I'm waiting, it's coffee time again. spilling the coffee on account of there being no water and it being 10 p.m. Those two things. I'll just sit here and talk to you guys instead. So anyway, Careless Whisper is in version 3.6.5. I'll be releasing more NML files so you can follow workflows with all of the prompts and the order and everything. Archive Spelunky will continue tomorrow because I barely even made any progress on that. It's sort of like a dragon's pile of gold. There's just so much stuff, and a lot of it is redundant, you know? But I don't want to delete any of it because it's kind of like a research log. Anyway, may as well come off coffee time because guess what? There ain't no coffee. We're back. It's taken quite a long time though. Oh, so about 2.5 minutes. Okay, let's see what it did. Okay. I mean, look, I gave it an image prompt, so I wasn't expecting anything spectacular, but science fiction dudes in red armor, they're robots that are wearing red. It's not really got it, but I bet if I gave it a frame image, it would be much better. So, you know, let's just save this one as an example of how to VO. What? T2V VO3 and export that one, and then obviously you want to do I2V, and we will sort that out by getting rid of the Zenkai loader, getting my image prompt. Image prompt V2 should do the job. Put that one there. There. And then we'll go... Wait, what? Did I just run Cling thinking it was VO? I think I did. Whoops. That last one was actually Cling. Where's VO? VO3 fast. Let's go with VO3 fast. And then the image will go into, I think, frame images. Oh, it's not letting me. Runware frame images. I'll just put image 1 in. Look at this. Wow, look at that. That is cool. So in case you couldn't see what that was there, Runware have given us this node. Got 4 images, and you can pick which frame it goes on. First, last, auto. It's very cool. Very cool. I'm hoping it'll just do first for me. That's all I really want. Oh yeah, and let's pick a video model, because we do have some in here somewhere. Get Thora. Oh, it's got errors. It's got errors. What did I not do? Provider settings, maybe? Runware provider settings, no. Let's have a look at the error. Where have you hidden the buttons this time? Okay, positive prompt must be between 3 and 2,000 characters. Did I forget to plug it in? Oh, yes, I forgot to plug it in. There we go. I don't know what the negatives are for VO. Probably don't do anything. Oh no! Credits should go faster in video generation. How do you know today's limit? Like, is there a top dollar for today? No, I just put like $20 a credit on the system to see what would happen, and we've barely used a dollar yet, guys, since we started this. Time duration must be a float. Supported values are 8. Default duration parameter must be a float. Okay. I don't think it's going to let us do that, but didn't it say VO3 must be a float? Supported values are 8. Well, that's not even a float. Liars. Well, try that. That's 8 as well. So I had the wrong default for the time. Okay, cool. It's working now. Right. VO3 fast. I2V. So that's VO3 fast. I2V. No idea. About 2 minutes, probably. So, yeah, with the exception of one model not actually being the right thing or something. I think the first video we made wasn't VO, it was something else, it was Kling. Yeah. That's alright. But the thing is, like, even if the price, just imagine that the price is the same. I don't know if it is, but just imagine that the price is the same. So it doesn't make any difference whether you bought it with an API or if you did it with your own GPU. Now, I'm pretty sure that's not true because they got to make a profit. But at the same time, what about the cost to you? How long, what's your time worth? Because if you don't have a model and you want to use it, you have to download the model, you have to install all the architecture, you have to set up the comfy, you have to find the right workflow, you have to load, you have to get all of that has to happen. Okay? And then there's hardware limitations. What if your GPU can't run that model? Well, it's off limits to you then, isn't it? You can't play. And so unless you buy like the big 2000 GPU, and even that can't play everything, some models aren't available to even the biggest GPU you can buy. So at that point, it's kind of mooted, isn't it? It's kind of like, well, so unless you want to train models at home, or you want to be generating 24/7, there's probably no need to buy the big GPU. Now, the budget GPU is a completely different argument. So if you bought like a $300 to $600 GPU with like 8 to 16 gigabytes of RAM, depending on what deal you managed to get, that's a completely different story because you weren't trying to run the biggest stuff, were you? And there's a lot of quantized models out there, so that's actually a better choice, I think, because you can run not just image, not just video. You can run lots of different stuff you can do when you do it that way. But you still can't play the biggest models and the biggest providers. So what I'm saying is, by doing it this way, by having an account direct with a provider like Runware, you kind of cut out a lot of nonsense. Because you don't have to be archiving all these models. Like, guys, there's going to be new models coming out like raindrops. We're collecting raindrops. I appreciate that they were all like the best thing ever in their day, but it's a bit like how you look in your diffusion checkpoint folder and there's all these models there that used to be the best in their day and they're just not anymore. But the beauty of this is I could go back and pull out an SDXL, whatever I want. I can load in a bunch of LoRa's from Civit. It's all there. It's all there. I don't need to waste hard drive space, time managing it all, updating it, you know. So I think that it's actually quite convenient. Like if, I just want to make a couple of SDXL images. The LoRa's on there. I've got the prompts. There's no need to be downloading a whole bunch of VAEs and clip and checkpoints and trying to find the LoRa, putting it in the right place. I need a bunch of custom nodes that don't work anymore. You know what I mean? Because it's been 2 years, 3 years, right? So I think that there is an element of this being like a smart choice. Obviously, if you need more control, you're still going to do it the proper way, because there are things you can't do here. There's no there's no mixing and matching of different clips. There's no, I don't know what quantized is what. So, you know, you want full control. Obviously, this is not going to win. But if you're like, oh, I've only got a little GPU, but I'd like to generate some video today, you can definitely do that. So how much did that video cost me? $3. What? Huh? Okay, I don't believe the price I'm looking at is accurate because it went up. And maybe I got a refund for a video that didn't generate or something. I don't know. But I was at $20.99 and now I'm at $21.05. So it literally went up by 7 cents. So I don't actually believe it. I don't believe you. Oh man, last time I said that I got really in trouble. Can we see my how much money I have? It's at the top of the screen, that's it. Okay. So let's have a look at the video. It's one of my classic anime corridors. Oh yeah, look at that. That's beautiful. Thora's one of the cities from the mega. It's the mega city that Thora originally came from. Look at that. That's beautiful. And so I'm like, that took a few minutes. Now I can move on. There's other stuff, you know. We can't be spending our life trying to just make the video. The video has to just be made so you can move on. It's only part of a longer process. So you get hung up on making the video. It kind of bottlenecks the whole flow of the project. And I think that, you know, it will be possible to make workflows that just make a bunch of video to, you know, you'll say, right, well, that cost me X. I want 10 of those in a structured way, please. And we can move on to more complicated areas of design, because just trying to make good video, it should be at a point where they're all good. That's not bad, you know. Anyway. So that would be the VO3 workflow. Obviously, I could put my post-processing nodes on here now. You see? And then it doesn't take like 20 minutes. Because you've just got it all built in there. It's like, oh, but where did this come from? Oh, I could have another API to generate that image from a different... Lots of stuff you can do either side of this. Let me just see what else is in here just quick. So, let's see what else we've got. Runware VAE. You can use a custom VAE, Runware LoRa, Runware Model, Runware Refiner. High quality image outputs by incorporating specialized models designed to enhance image details. Refiner models are SDXL based. Interesting. Runware Outpaint. Image inference nodes can be added to image inference nodes to extend image boundaries in various directions. T-cache, deep cache. IP adapter, API manager. Okay, so you can have a custom API key there. Video model, LoRa combine, frame images, photo maker. I think is SDXL based, but don't quote me. Image masking, image caption. There's an image captioner, just as a node. Image upscaler, image inference. We've already looked at that. Video inference. Multi-inference. Look at this. Allows you to run multiple inference tasks in parallel. Ah, right. So here, look. We've got RW task. Oh, man. This is crazy. So, RW task. You can put that into RW task parallel and you can have many different jobs going. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. I'm having fun because these guys actually made proper custom node pack. No offense to the guys that, you know what I mean. I'm not trying to throw shade here. I'm just saying it's nice when the companies make the effort. So, what do we got? Pixverse provider, OpenAI provider, Runware ControlNet preprocessor. IP adapter combine, control net combine, fun, embeddings, background removal, context inference. Look at it constantly. I push R, I was typing, and it's desperately trying to catch up. Imogen. It's like, I don't need 5 updates, I was just typing. It's opened all the windows, look. Losing the plot. Save this. Maybe. There we go, VO3. Right, I'm going to put that in the inside line. If you want to see it, and that'll be VO3 run where knows. And the thing is, I'm not saying, hey, guess what, guys, run where? Or, hey, guess what, guys, VO. Because there are actually many companies that have tried to do this, but I found that they had a really nice setup. They had a really nice selection of models. There's a lot of stuff that I would expect, which is there. Like, I think, have you got WAN 2? They got WAN 2.1. Let me see. Can I put WAN here? Yeah, WAN. Oh, I need to change that. Derp. I don't know if it's really doing anything. I can't really tell. It looks like all they have is WAN 2.1. Yeah. But they got all the other stuff on there anyway, so yeah, it's nice. So that was a nice bonus anyway, I thought. Because again, it can be a bit of a nightmare. What's that? Doom Eternal Maker corridors. Yeah, they did remind me a little bit of that, you know. I mean, maybe I was influenced by it a little bit, but I've always liked this kind of 90s anime style. It's sort of like a Gundam type thing. You would find it in a robot show. But I can't even remember now. I think I just had lots of samples. But it does look a lot like that aesthetic. A bit messy. But yeah. Let's do another one. Oh, it's another bloody airlock. Oh! Invalid value from... Oh, I messed up. I messed it up. Let's try that one more time. Can I go for 150? I think that will actually be a Thora. Yes. See, half the model is backgrounds and half the model is Thoras. So we'll actually get a Thora this time. What's she doing? She's running through a space station. Ah, it's got a robot in it. Oh, dear, no. Not one of the best prompts. Anyway, if we were lucky, we would have got her shooting at the camera. Those are really good. Those are really good. So, in the end, we didn't have time to do a Careless Whisper demo tonight, but the thing is, I'm kind of like in dev mode on that project still. I'm not done with it. I'm actually considering, like, you get to a point where you're like, hard forks are always a bit of a thing you have to kind of mull over. You know how often I say, you know, it takes you 20 years to think of the idea and 5 minutes to do it, so what was it worth, you know? This isn't quite as extreme as that, but the idea was like, I wanted the tool to be able to read out what was in the clipboard, which is a very simple thing to do, but I wanted it to do it with Kitten TTS, which isn't so simple to do because of there's a circular dependency problem, see, with num to words, which is the tokenizer for the audio. There was a robot in front of her. That was really good. There was a robot in front of her and she walks around it. In the prompt it said she's running down a corridor with people and a robot in front of her. And look, people and a robot. Da-da-da-da. That's cool. I don't think it would be that good. It really got that. So this is from an original Midjourney Thora, who has a very, very atypical anime face. There's no identity from this version. But yeah, it's that's really good, guys. In fact, if you just stop it on the first frame, that is the original Midjourney image. And I think it's like Midjourney 4 or 5 maybe. And it might even be it was trained on Midjourney and then redone in SDXL. I don't remember. I'd have to go back and check the log. It's been years. You know, I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm actually quite surprised at how good that was. Okay, the anatomy's a bit weird. The animation's a bit like CGI. It looks like CGI. Do you know what it looks like? It looks like one of those waifu games. Like the way the animation is. What are they called? I forget what it's called. They're like RPGs where you have like a gang of girls and they go and do adventures. I don't know. I can't even remember the name. It was Genshin Impact. It looks a bit like a Genshin Impact. Sort of the way the animation, I mean. That bit especially, the running. Because they don't really animate, you know? The face doesn't really animate. Yeah, Final Fantasy Tactics a little bit, yeah. But that's the thing though, if that's what you're trying to make, it can do that. So, alright. I believe I already exported that one. Yes, I did. So we got that one. Okay, so we've got a decent amount to start a new workflow pack. And then there's more as well. Outpainting, inpainting, image to image, all that good stuff. So we'll probably come back and make a whole bunch of new workflows. Increase the collection. But yeah, like I say, I think that was a good one. What do we got here? NML. Boosted. Hot folders. That's it. We can't leave that hanging. So while we were talking, he's gone ahead and built me an app. Let's see what happens, shall we? Is it full of bugs? It might be full of bugs. Oh, it failed. Something to do with a font. Yeah, it's something to do with a font. App Builder. Are you using an assembly reference? Yes. Just say yes, guys. Just say yes. He says task complete. Hey, you've given me a cooked build. You can't say, oh, this is a classic way to end a show. So here we go. I've successfully completed phase 1. La-di-da-di-da. 6 of 20. Yeah. He reckons he's done 3 weeks of development already. All right. Now, this is a nice little point. Here we go. Full backward compatibility with existing hot folders configurations, providing the same layout, identical hotkey combinations, blah, 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 blah. So you would think, oh, the build doesn't work. Fix the build. Fix the errors. Ignore the errors. Yeah. Proceed. Yeah, proceed. You can just say proceed, but I'm going to say to phase 2, because that's what he's actually going to do. So, and then let him cook. All right. So yeah, like I said, I just thought it would be an interesting place. So he's done 4 weeks of development. He's now going to do another 4 weeks. Probably there'll be another 4 weeks, and then tomorrow we'll see you at 8 p.m. with most likely a complete app. If I'm lucky, we'll see. So yeah, another one for the Careless ecosystem, I guess. Thank you very much for watching. See you all tomorrow.